Good morning and welcome back to the podcast, Evil Dungeon Master Universe Podcast. I am your host, Evil Dungeon Master Vince, and hopefully you're having a great Thursday. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the podcast yesterday with the Death Knight creation rules that I had found in Dragon Magazine 222. Thought that was an interesting find, and I really enjoyed that article, so I had to share it with everybody and go through it and give my commentary on that article. It is an excellent way to make a Death Knight for your campaign without having to just use the standard one in the book. So you can make your own Death Knight up and stat up however you want to make them for your campaign and make them different than what the standard Death Knight is. You make them a lower level or higher level. It's just really up to you what you want to do. So that was a lot of fun. If you didn't catch that one, just tap back another podcast and listen to that, and then come back to this one. Listen to this one. Ask the DM at theevildm.com is my email address, or you go to theevildm.com and you can subscribe to my newsletter and get all the stuff delivered to your mailbox so you don't have to bother looking on the various sources. A lot of people saying they love that, so I'm glad that the feedback on that as well. If you have listened to this on Apple Podcasts, which I know quite a few people do, if you don't mind heading over to Apple Podcasts and give me a rating and review of 5 stars, and I'll read it on the air. If you actually write a review written, because the more written reviews, the more the podcast gets placed in Apple Spotlight, according to their rules. Anyway, I was talking to Donald Vek on my Facebook page, and he suggested that I talk about 2 different things. One being the Gem of Seeing first, and then compare it to the clerical spell of True Seeing, how they're not exactly the same, and a lot of people confuse them. So let's talk about those things and get those going. Anyway, turn to page 145 in the Dungeon Master's Guide, the free cover one, of course. You see the Gem of Seeing. One of these finely cut and polished stones is normally indistinguishable from a jewel or ordinary sword. Although a detect magic will reveal its demomer. When gazed through the Gem of Seeing, it enables the user to detect all hidden, illusionary, invisible, astral, ethereal, or out-of-phase things within view range. Peering through the crystal is a time-consuming and tedious. The view range of the gem is about 30 inches, so 30 feet, inches, 300 feet, for a cursory scan if only large. Obviously, objects are being sought 10 inches if small things are to be seen. It requires 1 round to scan a 200 square foot area in a cursory manner. 2 rounds to view 100 square feet in a careful way. There is a 5% chance each time the gem is used, and I just want to note that that's not cumulative. That's just every time you use it. There's a 5% chance that the gem is used, that the viewer will see hallucinations. Seeing something that is not there, or possibly seeing through something that is real as if it was an illusion. So, you roll that 5% and less, and the person using the gem can see like a lich or something standing across the room, staring at them with these evil eyes. And they're like, oh shit, guys, there's a lich over here. He's staring at me. He's right over there. And the group just turns around, ready to go. We don't see anything. And they start going to the area, swiping swords. But he's right there. I see him. I mean, it's kind of funny because it's just an hallucination, and as a DM, you don't tell them it's an hallucination. You just tell them what they see. You just roll, and then boom, done. So, the Gem of True Seeing is interesting, but it is quite different from the magical spell itself of True Seeing, though a lot of people confuse the two and generally just call the Gem of True Seeing, but it's not. If we flip to page, 50, in the player's handbook, we get to the 5th level clerical spell of True Seeing. And it is reversible, though it doesn't tell you how it's reversible. Though I have some ideas in what I would do with it for reversibility wise, but we'll get to that in a minute. 5th level spell, it's a touch spell, 1 round per level duration, 12 inches sight range, verbal, verbal, somatic, and material. 8-segment casting time, saving throw none. When the cleric employs this spell, all things within the area of true seeing effect appear as if they actually are. Secret doors become plain. The exact location of displaced things is obvious. Invisible things and those which are ethereal also become quite visible. Illusion and apparitions are seen through. Polymorph, changed, or magical things are apparent. Even the aura projected by creatures become visible, so that a cleric is able to know whether they are good or evil or between. Interesting. The spell requires an ointment for the eyes. The ointment is made from a very rare mushroom powder, saffron, and fat. The reverse of this spell, false seeing, causes the person to see things as if they were not. Rich being poor, rough, smooth, beautiful, ugly. The ointment for the reverse spell is concocted of oil, poppy dust, pink orchid essence. For both spells, the ointment must be aged 1 to 6 months. So it's not going to be one of those things that you can instantly do when you're doing it. So true seeing has to be done and wait age for about a month before you can even do it. So this is one of those things you're going to have to buy the stuff and then put it in a safe spot and wait a month to actually use it. But I don't really think anyone's ever used the reverse of the spell, false seeing. I mean, as far as false seeing would be concerned, I would probably do it as, like it says, everything is not seeing what they are, but it's the reverse of what they are. So if it was false seeing, like it says, if it's rough, it's going to be smooth. If it's ugly, it's beautiful. So I would see you would do this to teach someone a lesson, maybe like a noble that you capture that's an asshole, and you knock him out, smear this stuff on his eyes, and then kind of hide. And then when he wakes up, he sees the opposite of everything, so he's tortured, doesn't know what's going on, and I mean, 1 round per level, you'd have to actually, nah, that wouldn't work because then by the time he wakes up, it'd probably be gone. So I would say you would do it as he was waking up, smear it across his eyes, and then he will see that. I would do hallucinations as well, nightmarish creatures he sees. He starts seeing things that aren't there because true seeing allows you to see creatures that are invisible, that are actually there, or whatever. So the opposite would allow you to see as if these creatures are there, but they're not really there. So, like, you could just see these horrific creatures looking at him, standing there everywhere he goes, kind of like in those horror movies when you look around and you see like these people standing there looking at you, but they're not really there. That might work. As you can see, the two different things, you can see displaced objects, illusions, and apparitions. Well, the other Gem of True Seeing does allow you to see illusionary, invisible, and astral and ethereal at a phase within range. Let's see here. Secret doors doesn't mention secret doors. It does do detect hidden. Hidden doors are different than secret doors because secret doors are generally something that's built into like a wall structure to look like the wall. Hidden doors would be something hidden behind something like a tapestry or a painting or something like that. That would be hidden. So there's two different things there. The chance to see an illusion is also different. And also, this is a 5th level magic clerical spell, so it's got to be 9th level before even casting it, I believe. So they are quite different, and most people confuse these two, I've noticed. I do like the Gem of Seeing. They're a good magic item to hand out because it's not that powerful and it takes a while to use. And yeah, there's quite a bit of experience and money to get out of it. And let's pop that open and see what that is offhand. So the Gem of Seeing is 2,000 experience points and 25,000 gold pieces, approximately, when you try to sell it on the market. Now, you won't probably get that much generally, but it can be worth that much. It's all in the buyer's want and need, so supply and demand. But yeah, that's the two of them also that I like talking about the differences of these things. It's kind of fun. Tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the video. I noticed that a lot of people on YouTube watch videos but aren't subscribed. I would say about 30% of the people that watch the stuff aren't subscribed. So if you aren't, hit that subscribe button and support the channel. Also, you can support me by going to buymeacoffee.com/theevildm. I'm going to head out. Keep it original, keep it old school. Good night. God bless. And don't forget, keep those AD&D fires burning.